It's one of the biggest charity races of the season. Super Dirt Modified Week at the dirt track of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Welcome to third annual running in the Coast to Coast Racing League. All proceeds going towards Mission 22. This has been a fun week so far on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we're getting set to end things right with a bang. 75 laps in the 358s and 100 laps in the big blocks. We take you trackside. So glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Marty Sakala. Alongside me tonight, Brett Wheeler. You recognize him from Thursday nights. Brett, this is a hell of an event we got around the corner, and we've got a lot of laps and a bunch of money on the line for two winners tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And what more? What more could you want to wrap up this? This wonderful week in what we're doing here with the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Like I said, 358 modified, 75 laps, then the big block modified to 100 laps. A lot of laps on the line, and something to take note as well. The tyre wear is going to be a big issue for these drivers. It'll be interesting to see who is going to come out on top, who's going to be able to save their tyres for the back end of that race.
That's something that doesn't get talked about a lot as we're moments away from getting driver introductions. That's something that doesn't get talked a lot. The reason why I say that is because you can't change tires on dirt or even put fuel in like you see at the normal Super Dirt Week we have in Oswego every October.
Yeah, well, like I said, these drivers will fill the tanks up, and they'll put the maximum that they can in, which I think is about 12 or 13 gallons. No, it's a little bit more now. It's actually 24 gallons. So, you're going to have 24 gallons. You're going to have a heavy race car. But I don't think fuel really all that matters when it comes to weight in these cars. But the tyre wear is definitely going to be an issue. So, again, there's something to talk about throughout the course of of those two feature events later on.
Well, let's get set to go. Let's meet the drivers that you will be seeing competing throughout Super Dirt Modified Week this evening. Our first driver hails from Yacklin, Virginia, in the Crite Sim Racing U.S. Marines Mission 22 in memory of Chris, number 07, the Yacklin Outlaw, Preston Cranmer. Behind him, out of Brainerd, Minnesota, in the Full Throttle Motorsports Swan Speed Shop Super Dirt Car Series, number 007, it's Sam Bachman.
Next car onto the racing surface, driving the 014 car from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, driving the independent racing group, Abandoned Cat Rescues, and Every Child Matters, 014, it is Greg Boydell.
Behind him, from Bernards Bay, New York, in the Full Throttle Motorsports Swan Speed Shop Super Dirt Car Series, number 083, it's Dylan Kinsey.
Next onto the racing surface, driving the 088 machine from Wallaceburg, Ontario, Canada, driving the Venom Racing Super Dirt Car Series, that is Trent Verstraeten. Up next, we've got the 107 car from Flemington, New Jersey, driving the Justified Motorsports, AMR Justified Motorsports, the Dent Zones, it is Michael Vecchio.
There you see the number 183 Ham Speed Shop entry. That is Matt Schaefer.
Coming out in the 122 car from Scotland Neck, North Carolina, driving the Hammerdown Racing Dirt Track Bangkok 6 Racing Network. That is Brian Dickens.
Just coming to the start-finish line now in car number 110. Out of Campbellsville, Kentucky, in the DNS Sliding and Remodeling Ingersoll Rand machine, that's Kelly Wheeler.
All right, driving the number 213 car from Milford, PA, driving the Vitali Motorsports Gears Unlimited. That is Michael Vitali.
Michael Vitali in the 213 getting set to go here. Next driver from Brewerton, New York in the Can-Am Racing Team. Clear path for veterans. Veteran Search and Rescue number 513 machine. It's the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker.
Coming up next from Granby in Quebec, Canada, driving Alex and Tom Racing, AT Racing. Festival entry, that is the 397 of Alex Pomelo.
Next driver making their way onto the racetrack from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania in the Whiz Kids Cheesesteaks entry. That's Harold Klump.
Rolling out onto the racing surface right now from Seneca Falls, New York, driving the Full Throttle Motorsports Super Dirt Car Series Swan Speed Shop. It is Scott Rayome. Yep.
Next driver on the track from Minot, North Dakota in the Venom Racing Super Dirt Car Series top-notch trucking RSN trackside entry. It's Slide Job Isaac Salas.
Rolling out onto the raceway right now from Stanfordville, New York, driving the Venom Racing Regency Home Inspection Super Dirt Car Series Magnum Race Designs. That is Brian Lawson.
In the number 7 entry from Kansas City, Missouri in the Can-Am Racing Team Malcolm Mills Mill riding Bicknell chassis, it's Bob DeGood.
Next car onto the racing surface from Pennsylvania, driving the Murano Racing, Castleberry Flagstone, Dirt FX Designs, High Mom Lands, number 18, that is Logan Wentz.
Behind him, out of Jackson, Ohio in the FIFO Racing Sub 70 Odds Jam number 26, J.J. Odell.
And your next driver onto the racing surface from Haverville, driving the Green Racing, River Meadow Campground, Little Green Cleaning, Cadwell Logging. It is the 27 car of Sean Green.
Behind him, out of Corning, Iowa, in the Hammer Down Racing Dirt Track Bank, got your 6 Racing Network Extreme Images, number 31, B-Temp, Brandon Templeton.
Following him onto the racing surface from Spring Hill, Florida, driving the Full Throttle Motorsports Super Dirt Car High Mom Land Swan Speed Shop. It is Anthony Morano.
And behind him, also out of Spring Hill, Florida, in the Murano Racing Super Dirt Car Series Swan Speed Shop High Mom Lens Racing entry, that's John Morano.
And the next car onto the racing surface, driving from Cleveland, North Carolina, driving the Crud Brothers Racing, 5.6 Graphics, ML Performance, Spud Used Cars, and Live Bait. It is Falcon Smith.
From Cambridge, Ontario, Canada, in the Gambler Motorsports, Burger Barn, Petro Plus Travel Stop, Kingpin Farms, number 35, Canada Connor, Daddy's Money, Connor Ross.
Next car onto the raceway from Brainerd, driving the Full Throttle Motorsports, Swan Speed Shop, Expert Insultation, car number 51, that is Clay Christopherson.
Out of GTA Ontario, Canada, he drives car number 52. It's Ryan Hunsinger.
Next car on the raceway in car number 74 from Waterford, Wisconsin, driving the OWL Motorsports Wyman Detailing Products Scrub and Up Car Wash of Wisconsin in the Dirt Racing Network. That is Peter Brees.
Behind him, out of North Syracuse, New York, in the Full Throttle Motorsports Super Dirt Car Series Swan Speed Shop Mission 22, number 79, it's Dean Reynolds.
From Lakota, Iowa, driving the Training Wheels Racing, car number 83, that is Brandon Dittmar.
Next driver from Marion, New York, in the Silver Bullet Racing Stars Motorsports, number 39, it's Bristol, baby, Craig Bristol.
And on the raceway here at the dirt track at Charlotte, from Syracuse in New York, driving the Venom Racing, Brewer and Brewer, Garofalo's Imports, Alpha Creek Lawnscapes. It is the 93 car of Jason Butterfield.
Out of Columbia, South Carolina, in the Silver Bullet Racing League, GRS Photography, South Carolina, number 99, Glenn Sharp.
And the final car on the raceway, driving car number 71 from the Midwest, it is John Hain.
That's just at least 32 of some of the many entries we have had here tonight at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway, as the drivers will pose for a photo here, Le Mans entry. And so with that being said, they get all set to go racing. We will step aside in just a moment and take a break, but final thoughts here, or a couple of thoughts here as we get set to go racing here, Brad.
So we're really looking forward to keeping an eye on what's been happening throughout the course of this week, and we've seen some great racing, but really looking forward to seeing who is going to take out the first of the two big feature events here tonight. 75 laps for the 358 modified, and then of course the 100 lap big block modified. But tell you what, excited to be here and excited to put on yet another great show.
Alrighty, we're going to step aside and take a break. Our first feature of the night, 75 laps for the 358s, coming up next right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
If you are looking for some action on Sunday nights, then look no further than the hills overlooking the beautiful Mohawk Valley and the track that calls them home. The Glenridge Motorsports Park has that action you are looking for. From Dirt Car 358 Modified, Sportsman, and Pro Stocks, to the Rush Late Models and more, the Ridge has it all. So come on out to the Ridge each and every Sunday night from May 5th through September the 8th. When you get there, make sure you grab yourself some of the best food around, sign the little ones up for the kids club, and grab your favorite seat, and then hold on tight, because the dirt car action will leave you craving more in 2024. The Glenridge Motorsports Park, your home for dirt car Sunday nights.
One, two, three. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far. I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
I am Sergeant Clay Warren. I suffered from PTSD. In 2013, I ended my own life. Now my voice has been brought back to speak to people like me. Know that you're not the only one. Things can get better. You don't have to carry that burden anymore. Speak up now to get the help that you need.
22 veterans end their lives every day. You just heard the reconstructed voice of one of them. Seek help at mission22.com.
We are back here at Glenridge, or excuse me, here for the Glenridge Motorsports Park Chris Yacklin Memorial Super Dirt Modified Week, brought to you in honor of Mission 22. Marty Scala alongside Brett Wheeler as the cars continue to dial the track in. We are now joined alongside Zach Chapman, who really knows how to drive one of these things very well. Shaggy, 75 laps for this. What are the drivers going to expect you when it comes to tires?
You know, they're going to have to take it easy. And talking to guys after the Tuesday show like Isaac and Falcon Smith, you know, they're not too worried about it because they said they've run longer races. But, you know, I think a lot of that's got to just be their confidence trying to come out. Everybody's got to be worried about this a little bit because, the guy up front's going hard, you've got to stay with that pace. You don't want to risk dropping a bunch of spots or going a lap down here. This is a long race, but at the same time, these are really good drivers. I wouldn't be surprised these things go maybe 1 or 2 cautions each.
We're going to have the quickest drivers at the moment. Isaac Salas is the man to watch out for at a 15.462. Brett, you and I know it really well. Whenever you have Salas racing any type of modified, whether it be 358 or big block, he is always a threat out there.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's probably one of the favourites coming into this one. But in saying that, you look through this 30-car field, and you've probably got a good, probably 9, 10, maybe even 11 or 12 drivers that have really got an opportunity to throw a spanner in the works. And it really is anybody's ball game here tonight. But you would think with what Isaac has done previously in the past couple of seasons with the Coast to Coast Racing Network on a Thursday night, he's going to be the man to beat. But like I said, he's got a little bit of work to do, but 75 laps, anything can happen.
Absolutely. We're at some other drivers here on track. Sam Bachman currently second quick of the 007. Right now, the 32 of Anthony Morano is only taken about 7 laps here of practice time here, and he's currently 18th quickest in warm-ups.
Yeah, Marty, I talked to him Tuesday night in the interview a little bit. And he just talked about these opening tracks here, these tacky tracks, are just not what he wants. He needs a slick track. These are not his forte. He qualified, I believe, outside of the top 15 in the small block and the big block. So he just needs this track to progress a little bit. We know he's got the talent as the track ages. He just needs it to age really fast.
And then, Brett, let's talk about as well at the same time your front row for both races. Dylan Kinsey in the 83, Sam Bachman in the 107, or excuse me, the 007, a pair of full throttle motorsports teammates. They're going to be threats out here. What does it do to both of them when they start on the front row in both races tonight?
That's a good question, because I've seen Sam Bachman actually pick up his first win just about a month ago with the Coast to Coast on a Thursday night. It puts a little bit of pressure on them because they're the two drivers that are going to set the tone for the first probably 25 laps of the race. It's going to be a case of who is going to come through the field, who is going to get to the front, or what kind of pace is Dylan Kinsey and Samuel Bachman going to set for this 75 lap main event.
How about Sam Bachman? What's he feeling coming on in, Zach?
He's got to be feeling good, man. He taught everybody a little trick for qualifying, Marty. Not sure if you listened Tuesday, but they do 3 laps. So he'd go out there, he'd run real hard on that first lap. Second lap, if he didn't feel good, which both times he didn't, he'd reset the car, get brand new tires, and go out and he put down the pole on lap 3 every time. So he is very confident on this track. I think he's kind of hoping for what I said. Doesn't want any cautions. Wants to try to drive away to maybe a 2-second gap and just nurse that for as long as he can, because this is his type of track.
So as practice continues here, I'm not sure how long warm-ups are supposed to be, but they are on this track in. I think the drivers want to begin off here tonight with a slick racetrack all around, possibly.
Yeah, looking here, I can cheat, Marty, since I'm not the broadcast. We're going to start with a 5%, so it doesn't really matter what they do here. iRacing is going to generate it with a 5%, so they're probably just testing different lines, seeing what can work, and it's going to try to hopefully test for later. But guys like Anthony Morano, they don't want to see it start with a 5%. They really want this thing to carry over.
Well, we know Morano in the past, Zach. You and I both know when we've watched Open 358 action, and Brett probably knows with the 358 fixed on Thursday nights. Morano is a long-run dude. Early in the race, he'll be off the mark just a little bit, but once you get him in the long run, oh my goodness, he's unstoppable.
Yeah, not only that, Marty, but he does it on the bottom, man. So it really saves those tires, and that's going to be a big benefactor here tonight. 75 laps, that's really going to come into play. And I think guys on that FTM team, they get to pull enough out of Anthony Morano's head that it's probably going to help them as well.
Possibly. All right, while we are at it, folks, if you're just joining us, let us know who you are rooting for in the chat here tonight. Again, we thank you all so much for joining us here on Thursday night for our Super Dirt Modified Week 358 feature. And we are very excited. It's going to be a heck of a night here tonight, that's for sure. I don't know what's going to go down, but they're going to put cars on a track for 75 laps, and whoever gets across the finish line first wins.
Provided they don't have a black flag, of course.
Brett, do you think in any of these races we see anybody blow a rear tire?
No.
We need that.
I think these guys are, I think these guys are smart enough to know that, they're not going to go full-blown hard for 75 laps, because I see it on a Thursday night, these guys go hard for 30 laps, and even then, like the first 5 or 10 laps, they want to save their stuff for that back end of the race, and you pretty much double that, or more than double that. Tonight we got 75 laps on the board, so I think the first 50 laps is where you'll see drivers just be a little bit patient. You'll get drivers that will want to get to the front as quick as they can, and then they'll back off, and then they'll want to save their tyres from when they get to the front to give themselves a good opportunity for those back end of the race. But look, anything is possible. I don't think we're going to see any blown right rear tyres, but hey, you know what? I could be wrong.
Yeah, I really want to agree with you, Brett. I do so bad. But when during the week do we ever race for money? This race pays. So guys like John Hine, who bought the charity auction, get his way in there, he's looking to maybe drive as hard as he can to see if he can recoup some of that money. So you're going to see guys on different strategies for sure.
Look at G.J. Boydell, currently 8th quick on the track. Checking in on some people watching in the chat. Hello to Coralie Morano, rooting for both Anthony and John. Joe Canellis rooting for G.J. Boydell here tonight. And then the mayor, Steve Bixler, rooting for the Hall of Famer Jeff Barker, knows how to save his equipment. If there is an underdog in the field tonight, Zach, I gotta agree with Steve. Jeff Barker would be one to put money on.
Man, if you're calling him an underdog, you didn't watch Tuesday, because in that big block, he qualified second. He's got an ace up his sleeve, I think, Marty. He's really been working on the car. I've been talking to him and Bob DeGood a lot. They've been putting a lot of time in getting ready for this, so don't sleep on that 513. He's due for a really good finish, and he is one of those guys who we know he's going to save his stuff. He's not going to be overly aggressive, so we'll make sure he's there at the end, and hopefully he can strike.
Malachi checking in. Love you too, fam. But obviously we mentioned a couple of keys here. Keys to victory, including saving your tires, long race, don't get into any issues early here. Let's take a ride on board with Sam Bachman. Any line at Charlotte is possible. If you're a full throttle guy, you're probably like at the bottom, but maybe if you're like a Venom racing driver, you're probably working the top.
Yeah, based on what we've seen in the past, you're probably right. And I just don't think, as much as you want to be able to be fast up top, we know that's going to be the preferred line for a while. Man, the car's going to have to be able to run on the bottom at the end, I think. As we've seen the track rubber up, you get a little bit of a middle line even in 3 and 4. Brandon Templeton talked a little bit about it. So I look for, you're going to need to be fast on the bottom towards the end, especially in these 358s.
So we've just been told just about a minute to advance here. Thanks for bearing with us here as our 30-minute pre-race show, I guess you could say, continues here. We'll get predictions to win as the starting lineup for our 350 modified feature in just a moment. And Isaac Salas, the quickest driver here in this practice session at a 15.462. Salas tonight will start from 5th on the grid of at least 30 drivers here tonight, guys. Other drivers, we got to keep your money out, got to keep an eye out for. Driver the 93, Jason Butterfield, could also be a threat tonight.
Yeah, not only Jason as well, but one guy that I want to keep an eye on. He is 6 at the moment with the fastest time. He's that 31 car off Brandon Templeton. Now, given the last probably 2 seasons, I have seen that man be so fast sometimes, but the bad luck just continued to strike that 31 car. A couple of weeks ago, he finished up on the podium. He was hoping that was going to turn his season around, and then all of a sudden, he gets struck into that bad luck again. Where do you think the 31 goes to from here? Because I would like to see Brandon Templeton be up near the pointy end of the field.
All right, so this is a feel-good sign. Checkers are out. And again, thanks for joining us on Thursday night. We've got our first feature, 358 modifieds, 75 laps. Yes, let's meet the field. Here's your starting lineup.
On the pole position, driving the 83 car, it is Dylan Kinsey. On his outside, driving the 007 machine, that is Samuel Buckman. We go back to row number 2 on the inside for position number 3, driving car number 93. That'll be Jason Butterfield. On his outside is Brandon Dittmer from position number 4. Isaac Salas rolls off at a position number 5 on his outside. The 088 of Trent Verstraeten will line up at a position number 6. Row 4 to the inside will be Michael Vitale at a position number 7. Brian Lawson lines up the 9 machine from position number 8. JJ Odell lines up at a 9. Scott Rayome lines up at a position number 10.
Row number 6, GJ Boydell in the 014 next to B-Temp, Brandon Templeton, the 31. Row 7, it's Dino, Dean Reynolds, the 79, and Alex Pomelo in the 397. Row 8, Sean Green in the 27, and the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 9, Peter Brees in the 74, Glenn Sharp in the 99. Row 10, Ryan Hunzinger in the 52, Anthony Morano in the 32. Final 10 starters, Brett, make it quick.
Falcon Smith at a position 21, John Morano 22, row 12, Clay Christopher and Logan Wentz, row 13, Craig Bristol, Adam Ross, row 14, Kelly Wheeler, Matt Schaefer, and row 15, Bob the Good and Preston Cranmar.
Lights are off the Steve King Foundation pace truck. 1 lap until we take the green. 30 cages of cold metal with hot rubber at the corners, set to do battle for 30 laps. Pace truck on pit road, 75 circuits, $50 on the line. Who's it going to be? How's it going to be done? Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Super Dirt Modified Week. It's time to get it on. 358s are green.
Gee, and what an even start that was between Samuel Buckman and Dylan Kinsey. They'll work it down into 3 and 4 for the first circuit. Kinsey on the inside, Samuel Buckman to the outside. They run. Boy, what a tight start that was. Samuel Buckman leads lap number 1 by 35 1,000 per second. Here comes Kinsey back to the inside. They'll race into 3 and 4.
Lowline has the slight advantage with Bachman. 2 by 2 though off the corner, looking like pace laps at the moment. Meanwhile, Butterfield has Dittmer clear for 3rd. Isaac Salas rounded out the top 5. Nearly got in the back of Kinsey and of Dittmer had to back out of it, allowing for Strain to go for 4th. But right now, Zach, your top 2 teammates still door to door, and it's Bachman that leads lap number 3.
No, yeah, lots of give and take all the way throughout the field. We were seeing 3 wide, but everybody giving each other room. Anthony Morano, I'm trying to keep my eye on him. He's up 3 spots right now. He's my guy to win this race. He's going to pass 20 guys and get this thing done.
Jason Butterfield currently the quickest driver on the track at a 15.66. That Venom ride is rolling downstairs, looking to take 2nd away from Kinsey here, Brett.
Yeah, Butterfield on the inside of Kinsey. Kinsey now moving through the middle of the speedway, 3 and 4 with Dylan Kinsey will fall back to position number 3. Jason Butterfield quickly moves up to position number 2. Samuel Buckman still your race leader. Brandon Dittmer, Isaac Salas make up your top 5, but yeah, tell you what, Jason Butterfield, well, he's starting to move up through the field now. He's got Kinsey working back to the outside, but Butterfield still holds on to the runner-up spot.
So Butterfield has 2nd spot secured. Meanwhile, the good friends race for 4th. The 2 golf buddies, Brandon Dittmer, Isaac Salas, the Super Dirt Car Series 5, rolling in the middle of the track with his Venom teammate Trent Verstraeten behind him. Salas moves up to 4th here, Zach.
Yeah, it seems like the high line's where you want to be in 3 and 4, but maybe not so much in 1 and 2. But man, that 5 car, he can make anywhere fast, can't he, boys?
He's a dirt modified specialist, that's for sure. Butterfield and Kinsey still racing for that runner-up position. Let's see if Salas thinks about throwing the needle. He cannot. The 2 way close to each other. Now Salas takes a peek through the middle, 3 wide nearly.
Well, I tell you what, he almost had a good look right through the middle of the racetrack, but realising that we're only 9 laps into this 75-lap main event, we've still got 66 to run. And he's probably going to be a little bit patient right now, although he doesn't want to be patient.
First yellow, Ryan Hunzinger around in turn number 2. Sean Green and Bob DeGood look to appear to also be collected. Not a good start to the driver of the 52. Started back in 19th. Here's a first look at the Malcolm's Mills replay here.
Yeah, it looked like the gunslinger got some help there, Marty.
He's got a tap from behind. I want to say that was Glenn Sharp.
Correct, Glenn Sharp.
Let's watch a couple of onboards here. We're going to watch Green in the 27. You saw the 52 as well, crab walking off the corner. Took a significant hit to the rear end. Nowhere to go. One bit. That's a pretty good hit to the front clip.
And one thing we've also got to mention as well, that these drivers, they do have that fast repair. So if you're going to use it early on, that's probably not a good sign, because you don't want to be using that at any stage during the race. But if you have to use it early on, Marty, that just makes it just a whole lot more difficult, because even if you use that fast repair and you get involved in another incident, you can't get that car repaired as quick as what you can.
Yeah, you want to use that quick repair wisely at times. You don't want to have to use it early, then be patient. You want to use it late in the going. At the same thing, it's like a risk versus reward. It's risky to use it early, but it's also risky to do it late because you're stuck in the back of the pack. So, all right, we're coming back to the green flag as we work lap number 13. Sam Bachman, Jason Butterfield, Dylan Kinsey, Isaac Salas, Trent Verstraeten, and round out the top 5. Bachman, the control car here for this restart. You've got a flock of Full Throttle and Venom drivers up in the top 10 as we're back to green.
Yeah, you can tell they helped each other on the restart there, too. What a jump from Dylan Kinsey on the bottom. He's able to really challenge Butters.
See if Kinsey can take that runner-up spot down the back chute. May be able to, but Butterfield keeps his foot in the throttle, working with Salas. Butters hangs on to second. Salas fourth. Race for the final spot in the top 5. Salas currently has it, but now it's Verstraeten and Dittmer and Brian Lawson, a 3-car race for 5th. Brett.
Yeah, you've got a number of 3-car battles. You got 2nd, 3rd, 4th, then you got 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 8th, 9th, and 10th as well. So these drivers starting to figure their way out around the dirt track. And Charlotte, meanwhile, you got a challenge for the race leaders. Here comes Butterfield to the outside of Bachman. Bachman going to work low down into turn number 3 and 4. Now, when does he figure out that he's just going to start to save? And now Jason Butterfield goes to the race lead to complete lap number 17.
Second lead change of the night, and your 3rd different leader. First time it's been a Venom driver. Speaking of Venom, the drivers are 1-2. Jason Butterfield first, Isaac Salas second, followed by Dylan Kinsey, followed by, you could say Kinsey, but he's a Full Throttle car. Brian Lawson in 6th. But man, oh man, drivers right now, Zach, pretty much single file right next to the cushion, next to the fluff.
Yeah, and I think you can basically consider Dittmer one of those Venom Motorsports drivers too, as he's sitting there in 5th place. So you got 2 teams dominating the front right now, and they know how to race each other clean, but they will get those bumpers out if they need to use them.
Let's pull up the 10-lap average for the first time tonight and show you who the quickest driver is on the racetrack. And Brett, it's very tough to say. Either mid-pack or in the back is getting the better lap times on average. But from my sights of things right now, a little bit tough to pass once we get into the long run.
Yeah, this is where drivers will start to figure out where the racing line is. We've seen in the first probably five or six laps that they'll work on the bottom side. And, of course, we've seen Isaac Salas and Bachman, who were running through the middle, and now they're starting to get up near the front. So they're starting to venture nearly 3/4 way up the racetrack in 3 and 4. And you look at turn number 1 and 2, they're almost on the top of the cushion.
Slide job, Salas. Doesn't able to get that to work. Sucks back to 2nd spot. Sam Bachman rounds out the podium. They start to pull away from 4th place, Dylan Kinsey. So Salas took a risk there, Zach. Doesn't work. Now he has to try and readjust himself. Obviously, though, doesn't want to take out his teammate early on here as we work lap 23.
No, definitely not. But at the same time, he doesn't want to get stuck behind his teammate if he feels he has a little bit more to give right now. Because that 007 to Samuel Bachman, he's all over him.
Slide job, tries the slide job once again. Butterfield counters it back and hangs on to the race lead. Bachman's hoping the top 2 drivers take each other out.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen just yet, because we know these guys are racing hard, but you can see your top 3 on screen are running somewhat nose to tail down the back straight away. Butterfield, Salas down to the inside, down into 3 and 4. Butterfield just sticks it right through the middle, and Salas had to back out of it. So give Jason Butterfield still the race lead, 25 down, so we're 1/3 of the race distance complete, Marty.
This is also giving Salas the opportunity to explore his options. Had a heck of an edge exit off of turn number 2. He could be clear of Butterfield off of turn 4. You bet, new leader, Isaac Salas.
Butter says not yet. He's going to think about it. Oh, he's going to park his teammate. Oh, man, but Isaac's going to jerk it back down. He should be able to hold this down. I'm not sure if Butters is going to be able to get it, but oh, man, he does. Isaac's being a good teammate right now, Marty.
Fourth lead change, Jason Butterfield takes it back out in front. 2 drivers around, and G.J. Boydell and J.J. Odell, the 26, has put her back onto pit road. Salas with another slider off for turn number 4. Already your 5th lead change of this race with 3 different leaders so far. Check that, 4 different leaders.
Yeah, Salas, Butterfield, and Buckman. Of course, Kinsey brought us to the green flag. Go back and look at the battle between 5th and 6th position right now. Brandon Dittmer, who's got the 4 car. Scott Rame all over him. You go back to Brian Lawson, Alex Pomelo to make up your top 10. Then you look at Michael Vitale as well. But I'm going to say the 213 car. Look at Trent Verstraeten. Dean Reynolds has moved into the top 10. Trent Verstraeten
Brandon
is yellow
Templeton up and over in turn number 2. Peter Breeze, Falcon Smith also collected. Second yellow flies just before halfway.
Oh, I mentioned it earlier.
Whoa.
Peter Breeze.
We'll take a look at it here. I think we're a little nervous on what we're going to see here. Let's see what happened with B-Town.
Well, that bad luck continues for the 31.
Oh, my. Breeze had to have hit a uke tire or something. Let's run on board with Breeze. I did not look like he had a tire there. Oh my goodness, that is a very strange accident. Either that or the throttle hung or the controller died. Here's another shot with Breeze. Yeah, he had to have had no steering in that 74. There was no obviously there was no contact from the lap before that deemed it to be intentional. But like the steering must have died under him temporarily. Like I've had that happen before with my Xbox controllers in the past, but that's just something you don't see every day.
No, it's not. Even just sort of going back to take a look at probably the last sort of 10 to 15 laps, and I mean they weren't even near each other, so you could only assume that there's something gone wrong with the pedals or something like that, to even the steering wheel if it's turned off or something like that. So yeah, tough break for Brandon Templeton, but he'll recoup.
Back to green as he look at the 10-lap average. Isaac Salas, the better race car at the moment as he holds serve on Jason Butterfield. But Butterfield has a lane, top shelf, where Mama hides the cookies. Trying to go back to the point. Salas says, not so fast, my friend. Throws the slide job in, and the 5 has a 2-car length advantage, while it's 3 wide for third, Brett.
Yeah, I got to say this battle right now. Look at the 83 car of Dylan Kinsey. He gets to the outside of Brandon Dittmer, also in the 83. Then you go back to Brian Lawson.
Caution.
But Scott Graham will go yellow.
Caution waves for the 3rd time
Boydell
tonight for G.J. Boydell. Now, he had an issue earlier on. See what happened here. They 183. Just led to chaos breaking out.
Yeah, bounced off John Morano's left front, and that kind of sent him up in there. Yeah, he tried to fit it into a gap that wasn't really there.
Boydell just did not expect that, especially when he's, without question, not even looking at the rearview mirror at that point.
Yeah, he got into the back of Cranmer, and then that's what set him up into Morano and then Boydell. So, yeah, you got a feel for Boydell. Pretty sure he's already used his fast repair. Like I said earlier, if you use that fast repair too early, it's just going to make it a whole lot difficult for him to move forward, especially now that considering he's back at the back of the bus again.
Absolutely. Checking in here, we've got Butch rooting for Venom Racing, everybody Butchie Baker. Mark rooting for Isaac from Gramps, and then of course Megan says, Buddy says good luck, Dean. Or go, Dean. Of course, Dino's racing from the Mike Mallet simulator tonight as his PC went out on him.
Two people who love these cautions. Connor Ross is up 13 spots. Bob DeGood up 11 spots. So they've been very timely for these guys, helping them make a good charge.
You also have Preston Cranmer up 10 as we get set to go back to green here. 38 laps go up on the board. Venom Racing, row 1, row number 2, Full Throttle Motorsports.
Nope, just like that, we're back to green here at the dirt track at Charlotte. 358 modified main event. Salah still leads from Butterfield. Go back and look at Dylan Kinsey trying to work to the outside into turn number 3 from Samuel Bachman as Bachman slides it from the bottom to the middle of the racetrack. They'll work it off turn number 4. Bachman slides up in front of Kinsey. Now here comes Brian Lawson.
These drivers are like nearly spanning 4 wide. We've seen the drivers here, Zach, in the past. Hold the thought. Yellow, Logan Wentz, and Ryan Hunzinger have collided in turn number 2. Zach, I was going to say, we've seen the drivers go 5 wide in the past here at Charlotte.
Yeah, not always with 100% success, but this track has the room for it. It's just the way they funnel off the corners. That's where it gets hairy. But, man, the middle of the corners, as wide as they are, it adds for a lot of excitement.
Plop up a replay here, show you what happened. Wentz up the track and came in front of the 52. Logan, one of the key favorites coming in, always a successful driver in a modified. Let's go with Hunsinger's perspective. Yeah, I just believe Hunziker did not expect Wentz to clear him like that and just let that bumper-to-bumper contact.
No, and these are a tough car, too. When you get on the binders, it's like the late model. They want to turn right. When you're up that close to the wall, you can't really slam on the brakes that quick or you're going to sacrifice your own car. So put you in a real tough spot when a guy parks on you like that. That's why I saying earlier how good of a job Isaac was doing with his teammate when him and Butters were throwing those back and forth, because he was doing a real good job of jerking that car down off the wall to avoid contact.
Field coming off turn number 2, ready to come back to the green flag. Row number 1, Isaac Salas and Jason Butterfield. Sam Bachman, Dylan Kinsey, row 2. Brian Lawson, Brandon Dittmer, row 3. Dean Reynolds, Alex Pomelo, row 4. Scott Rayome and Connor Ross round out the top 10. We're going to watch this restart from the aerial shot as we come back to green.
Green flag, green flag.
So Salas able to clear the 93 into turn 1. Bachman on the middle line. Lawson may think about taking it 3 wide off the corner. Now advantage, Brandon Dimmer. Oh, Lawson goes around. Lawson, hang on, everybody. Morano is involved. Same with John Morano, Boydell. And the yellow lights come on, and I believe here, Zach, I think we may be going to a single file restart since we did not complete that lap under green.
Yeah, and what's the saying there, guys? Cautions breed cautions. We had a great green flag run there to start out. And since that first incident, they've just been one after the other. So hopefully these guys can get a couple laps in and settle down, and I think we're due for a long green flag run.
I think we've had a lot of green flag runs here tonight. Brett, that looked like to be the slightest of contacts there between Lawson and Pomerleau.
Yeah, that's something that you can't really help. Sometimes those little hits almost feel like big hits when you're in the race car. One of those things, I guess. And unfortunately for Lawson, he was the car that ends up around in the middle of 3 and 4. And when you're sitting inside the top 10 and right near the top 5, and that happens, you got 20 cars coming at you. There's always bound to be something. One of those drivers coming in to hit you, and unfortunately that's what happened there to Brian Lawson in the 9 car.
Yeah, we saw Morano have nowhere to go there, and that wreck, GJ Boydell came flying in like he had no brakes at all. So we are 1 to green. This will actually be a double file restart coming up here on lap 47. Let's bring back up the 10 lap average and show you who the best car is at the moment. Obviously, you see the speeds have dissipated right now. Sleight of hand, of course, GJ Boydell because of the on-track throttle time he has had. It's Green and Connor Ross at the moment. Connor's in 8th, Green in 12th. We'll see what happens. We've got a bunch of laps under yellow in this past span. Over 30 to go. We're back to green.
Well, just like that, Salas goes straight down to the low side into turn number 1. He'll slide it mid-track off turn number 2. Keep an eye on Jason Butterfield into Venom Racing, number 93 cars. He'll follow Salas down through the middle of 3 and 4, but now cuts it back down to the inside. Still Salas leads. Meanwhile, the battle is on for 3rd, 4th and 5th position. Once again, as Dylan Kinsey moves back to a podium position. Butterfield slides up in front of Kinsey. Kinsey has to turn it back underneath. Nearly gets into the right front there of Brandon Dittmer as Samuel Bachman moves back to position number 5.
Dittmer fades back a little bit, but how about Connor Ross? Canada Connor is up 17 spots after starting 26. He's got 3 wide in front of him and no yaw from Dino in 8th. Ross trying to take away their 8th position right now, Zach.
Kid's got no fear. He's been riding that wall ever since, I don't know, 5 or 6 laps ago. He's just hammer down. It doesn't matter if somebody floats up. He's stuck it in there. I've been keeping my eye on this kid.
Dittmer.
He's got to be one of the guys. Oh!
Dittmer, he caught the wall there. Scott had to check up. Led to him and Connor making some contact. Everybody keeps it straight, though, Brett. We're still green as it's 3 wide for 7th.
Yeah, just watching right now as Rayon moves up and slides up in front of Brandon Dittmer. Dittmer again into the concrete wall one more time. That's twice or once, but twice he's got it in turn number 1 and 2. Meanwhile, look at Michael Vitali working it inside and Trent Verstraete now trying to move his way inside the top 10 as they'll come off turn number 4. Then you go back to Ross, who again is just working it outside into turn number 1 in the 35 car. Ross to the outside of Vitali one more time. And we're already, just like that, Brian Marty, we're 2/3 of the way already complete.
We also have Full Throttle Motorsports teammates for 3rd, Kinsey and Bachman, with both Alex Pomelo and Dean Reynolds on both of their tails. Pomelo trying to counter with a diamond off for turn number 2. Unable to do so. Him, Dino, and as well as Scott Rayon keep it in line for right now. Here comes the 4 of Rayon. Zach tries to take away the 6th spot from Reynolds.
Yeah, Rayon's coming. He needs to get up there and try to work on his teammates, but I'll tell you somebody who else, that Canadian there in 5th place, Alex Pomerleau, he's up 9 spots. He's trying to see if he can get by those guys and go to work there on the podium.
It's been a quiet race so far for him as we have 20 laps of racing to go. As we look at this Fearless 5 here in this pack, Brett, do any of them have anything for the Venom teammates 1 and 2, Salas and Butterfield?
Well, again, I think they just set the pace. Yeah, Salas is setting the pace. It's going to be interesting to see how his tyres hold up for the last 23 laps or something, or 28 laps, in what we've got left to run. Kinsey, Bachman, we've seen those guys start on the pole. They're just sitting back. They're sitting pretty right now in 3rd and 4th position. I want to know how much Alex Pomelo has used up his equipment to go from 14th to 5th.
We'll have to ask the drivers here what their tires look like at the end of this race. As we have 17 laps remaining. It has been all Isaac Salas ever since he took the lead from Jason Butterfield on a slide job. The gap at 0.8 of a second on his teammate as things stand. Let's go back to some other good racing. Connor Ross slide jobbing Brandon Dittmer for 8th. And now Canada Connor up 18 spots, starting 26th tonight, guys.
Yeah, what a drive for him. He asked in the Gambler chat, he said, what lap do we go for it? And he must have decided right away, starting in the back, that's what he had to do. And he'd be a guy, I'd be anxious to see how much right rear tire he has left.
Let's look at some other racing here. Brian Lawson has recovered well since the last yellow that we saw, Brett. Back up to the 11th position with 3 wide just about behind him.
Yeah, I was just looking at Samuel Bachman as well the lap before. He actually got up over the cushion in turn number 1 and 2, got into the wall, and that allowed Pomelo to really close in on that 007 car. Pomelo course driving that 397, but 62 laps complete. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty with 13 laps left to run, and Salas has got over a second lead from Butterfield Yellow.
And that has been evaporated. Yellow is out for Preston Kramer, has spun into turn number 3. And to quote Jim Ross, business may have just started to pick up.
I like it. I like it.
Now you know the paws are to the wall. I'm trying to race as hard as possible. Man, that was a turn directly by the 39. That's Craig Bristol. They caused that. Let's go on board Preston Cranmer. That is for Bristol, not clear.
How do you think the track's playing out, Marty?
Track looks slick right now, especially in 1 and 2. What do you think, Zach?
I'm a little bit surprised how much is left on the exit of 3 and 4, because like you were saying, 1 and 2, right there, entry, looks very slick. Same with 3 and 4, but it just seems like guys like Isaac, he's going to be really hard to pass right now. He's running that slider line in 3 and 4, and he's just finding so much tack there in the middle and exit that he's going to be tough to pass.
You know what? I'm actually looking at the entry into 1 and compared to 3. You look at the entry to 1, you've got 2 little grip patches down near the bottom, and then somewhat 3/4 away up the racetrack. Whereas 3 and 4 on the entry, it is just slick pretty much from top to bottom. You've got a little bit down low, and you've also got a little bit to lean it right where the Steve King Foundation safety car goes.
Alrighty. Under 10 laps of racing to go. And a double file restart. Venom Racing, row 1. Full Throttle Motorsports, row 2. Pomelo 5th. Reynolds 6th. Rayome 7th. Ross 8th. Verstraeten 9th. And Dittmer 10th. A lot of drivers with a good chance to win it. 9-lap shootout. Who will be our first Super Dirt Week modified winner? About to find out. Underneath Kinsey.
Yeah, 3 wide. Kinsey to the inside of Butterfield. Kinsey's now hit the go. He's hit the switch. He's hit the go button. There's going to be 8 to run for Salas. But boy, I tell you what, your pulse of Dylan Kinsey, he's really made a charge right now. So again, it was all about trying to save the equipment. Challenge for the race lead is still going to be Salas off turn number 2. But boy, I tell you what, don't count out Samuel
Big
Butler.
wreck. Logan White, Surround, and Templeton also involved. Hunzinger may have gotten a piece of it. Yellow lights are on, and that should put us to a single file restart as we have under 10 laps of racing to go.
Just take note. I think the laps are counting under caution.
They are. Man, Wentz nearly went over.
So now with that, Marty, you got to think every caution that comes out, you're using at a minimum of 3 yellows. So this course will complete 69, then we'll go 70. 71 will be completed once we go back to green. So we're only going to have 4 laps left to run. And you would think that with 4 to run, Salas should not be beaten from here with his experience out in front.
And it's not over, though, just yet, Zach, Brett and Zach, because we saw Dylan Kinsey with a great jump. Now, should this be single file, as you see, Hunziker got the view of 2 belly pans there. Should this be a single file restart, Kinsey will have a possible chance to maybe go for this race lead, unless Salas plays defense.
I think Salas's best defense right now is counting down that restart for his teammate in 3rd place and really trying to make them battle hard for 2nd. And like Brett said, if he can force his teammate to battle there for 2nd with his experience, man, he's going to be tough to walk down.
John Morano, I believe, getting back on, getting one of his laps back. Lights are off, boys. 4 laps to settle it. Who is going to be our first Super Dirt Modified Week champion? We're about to find out. It's the 3rd annual Super Dirt Modified Week, our first feature of the night. Salas, Kinsey, or the field. Kinsey stays tucked right behind the bumper of Salas, and the 5 goes. Not a good jump for Kinsey. Butterfield underneath looks for 2nd.
Yep, exactly like I said. Great jump there for Butterfield. He definitely got that counted down, but man, he's not going to be able to race him. Kinsey's going to be able to set his sights on Isaac here.
3 laps to go here, Brett.
Yeah, Salas continues to lead into turn number 1 and 2. Kinsey, he played defense on the restart with the Butterfield restart behind him. But right now, as I work it into 3 and 4, there's only 2 laps left to go around the dirt track at Charlotte. And Isaac Salas, he has got one hand on the trophy so far.
Top 3 drivers separated by just about 2 car lengths at the moment. Off for turn number 2. Looks to be a better exit from Dylan Kinsey. Not over yet. Brett, take us home. We've got 1 lap to go.
1 lap to run here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Isaac Salas, he only needs 4 left-hand turns to get the job done here in the 358 modified Super Dirt Week. Chris Yacklin Memorial into 3 and 4 for the final time. Salas plays defense off for turn number 4. Isaac Salas is going to victory lane here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Kinsey second, Reynolds third, Butterfield fourth, Pomelo fifth. Biggest mover, Connor Ross from 26th to 8th. But it's Isaac Salas. He repeats once again, a Super Dirt Week modified winner.
I am sorry, but where did Dean Reynolds come from, guys? He just stole third at the line. What a last couple laps for Dina.
Look at the gap. Oh my goodness, way too close to call at the line.
6 1,000 of a second between Reynolds and Butterfield. And he actually just done it. He just drove right around the outside. Butterfield played defense on the low side into 3, and Reynolds just said, yeah, you know what, I'll take that. I'll go to the outside. And yeah, 6 1,000 of a second was all that separated 3rd and 4th position.
That's amazing right there, that's for sure. You look at your top 10, great runs from Salas, as well as Dean Reynolds, 8th, Connor Ross, we mentioned him. Got to give credit to Matt Schaefer and Kelly Wheeler. Schaefer up 16 spots tonight, and Wheeler up 13. They each finished 12th and 14th. A couple of drivers with some bad luck tonight. J.J. Odell, you see there in 21st position. Brandon Templeton, first driver to DNF, dropped 18 spots in the race tonight. So let's check and see if we have your top 3 drivers on in. And that, actually, we do not. All we just have is Dylan Kinsey. I'm going to try and get Salas and Dino to come on in.
Coming, guys. That was coming.
There's Dino. All righty. Dino, where the hell did that run come from off of turn 4? What a run at the end for you.
Well, I found a lane that worked, and, Charlotte's my favorite track, and I ran another league where actually I started 6th with 4 to go and actually wound up winning the race. And it's a line that it comes on right at this time. And I was using it and it worked. And it's kind of that 3/4 line. But then that slider, if you let the car drift up and get into the fluff coming off 4, you actually can grab even if your tires are gone. And that's what I was using. And I was hoping I get Butters there at the end because I really did want a top 3. The top 5 was a goal, but top 3 I'll take.
Don't give away all those secrets. You got one more to go.
Yeah.
Well, big blocks, it doesn't work because big blocks you're gonna have wheel spin, and that groove will not work because that's actually where you're gonna get the wheel spin. So, but yeah, I was just it was a lot of fun. It was we're all here for a good charity, and we got the best broadcasters in the booth tonight, and I hope everyone enjoyed that.
What was your?
What about me?
What's that, Brett?
I said, what about me?
He said best broadcasters.
I said the best broadcasters.
Yeah, Marty and Zach.
God, I'm 3rd on that list.
Dino, where was the right rear tire at the end? What percentage?
I didn't even look. But when Anthony went into the pits and he told us that he still had 90%, we were like, go for it. I felt it going on that one caution was a little bit less than 10 to go. I was spinning coming off 2, so I know I had to let off a little bit. But coming off 4, I could floor it. So the tires stayed pretty good. Where you could, I didn't baby it all. I mean, I had to at the beginning because I was on the bottom and in traffic. But once I got free and got to the top, I let it rip right from the start.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Well, first of all, I got to say thanks to the Full Throttle Motorsports team. I was in their Discord, and it was a lot of fun. And, we always help out each other. They were very happy with me getting 3rd, and that's cool. Congrats to Dylan Kinsey for keeping up the FTM live in the podium, and congrats to Isaac. I mean, Isaac on a borrowed rig to do that. Granted, he got his V3 pedals moved over to that rig, which helped. But it just shows how good Isaac is. I mean, I was on a borrowed rig to qualify, and I tell you what, even if the rig's better than yours, you still got to get used to it. But congrats to them. Thank you to Team Venom for letting me in their Discord as well. Always enjoy hanging out with them. Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim Shop. I got so many sponsors on the car here. Super Dirt Car Series, of course. Marty, Brett, Zach, thank you so much for doing this. This is my favorite event of the year. I get so geared up for this. I try to get so many people to join this. And I'm glad you guys are broadcasting it. Gotta thank Coast to Coast for doing the event, for a great charity and giving us a place to race. Mission 22. Everyone, my money I'm donating right back to Mission 22.
Awesome.
And then, hopefully, other people donate that didn't race. Let's remember, it's our veterans. There's a lot of veterans going through hard times. My father's a veteran as well, but, luckily he's, smarter than I am, which doesn't take much. I didn't give him a compliment there, but there's a lot of veterans out there having tough times. So let's help them out by donating whatever we can to Mission 22. And gotta say hi to Megan, who's watching. Hopefully she enjoyed that. And I tell you what, it's a podium. It's my first podium on Super Dirt Week, and I'm happy to get it.
I've been told Buddy is very happy. So congratulations on a great run, and good luck in the big blocks.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for all what you do.
Absolutely. Dean Reynolds, our third-place finisher. To the guy that finished in second, Dylan Kinsey. Zach, we'll let you take this one.
Hey, Dylan, Shaggy up here in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, pretty uneventful race, I'd say. It seemed like, were you taking it easy there, hoping for a caution at the end to give it one last go at Isaac?
Not really. I don't feel like I wanted another caution. I didn't want that last caution because I had something for him right before that last caution. So I didn't want that last caution at all. But I don't know. I kind of stuck with my plan. They set a faster pace, and I wanted to set, so I ran a little harder. And then I almost threw it away and got into the wall. I don't know, a little after halfway. But it was a good race. Everything pretty much went to plan how I wanted to plan it. So I can't be upset with second, running against Isaac. I mean, he's one of the best out there in this league. So, to run up front with all those guys, it's really good. I've struggled with consistency this season, so it feels really good to run this good all week.
Well, hey, man, you were very consistent tonight. And, looking back on it, you're right. That last caution definitely wasn't your friend because you could tell, Butterfield, he's Isaac's teammate. He clearly had that restart counted down. So he tried to go to work on you there in turn 1 and 2. And it seemed like you had to go too defensive, and that kind of, gave up your chance for the win. But, dude, you were really quick. And at the end of the day, this is all for charity, and you put on one heck of a show. So you got anybody you want to thank on the second place?
Oh, yeah, a lot of people. I got to thank all my teammates at Full Throttle Motorsports. I really, honestly, would not be where I'm at without them, and especially Scott Rayholm and Dean Reynolds. I got to thank Dean Reynolds at Super Dirt Car, Swan Speed Shop, Open Sets, DJ at Full Throttle Motorsports for the wraps, making us look real good out there. I got to thank my wife and kids for, sticking with me all week doing this. You guys for the nice broadcast. Everyone that makes this happen. This is a really fun race. Good charity that everything goes to. So I had a lot of fun, and that's about it.
Well, congratulations, Dylan, and we're going to see you in the big blocks, right?
Hang on, actually, just before we let you go, I got one more question for you.
Yes.
The prize money that you're going to get for tonight, is that getting donated back to Mission 22?
Oh yeah. I'm not going to take it. Whoever's in charge of it, I was going to tell them, I'm going to donate it back to Mission 22.
My man, 2 for 2 tonight on that, Dylan. That's awesome.
Great job tonight, Dylan. Congrats.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.
Dylan Kinsey finishing in second spot. To victory lane we go with the champ, Isaac Salas. And Brett, you've caught up with him.
Well, he started position number 5 in the Venom Racing Super Dirt Car Series Top Notch Trucking RSN track site. It is the 5 of Isaac Salas. Isaac, congratulations on visiting victory lane here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. It's a very, very happy win for me. I'll tell you that.
Well, you start position number 5. It took you probably about 20, 25 laps to get to the race lead, but once you got to the race lead, it was something that you didn't want to give up too easy.
No, coming from last year when the tires first actually started wearing out a lot, I burned my stuff up last year and I about lost the race. So I was trying to conserve a little bit during those early stages, and then I hit that middle line and I actually started gaining some spots, and I was like, man, I didn't mean to gain these spots, but here I am, and I'm like, man, I need to get up there and control that race. So yeah, once it was there, I was ready to control it, man.
I got to ask, what was the tire wear on the back of the rear tires of your 5 car?
Man, I didn't even look, to be honest with you. I was so I was so just like ecstatic to get 3 in a row that I didn't even think about it.
Well, tell you what, again, like we're here for Charity Week for the Mission 22. The prize money, hopefully we're going to make it 3 for 3, and I'll put you on the spot. The prize money, is that going to get donated back to Mission 22?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, good. That's the correct answer. Well, Isaac, congratulations on going to victory lane in the 358 modifieds. We'll look forward to seeing you back in the big block modifieds. But before we let you go, one more time, we'll let you thank everyone on this Venom Racing number 5 car.
Yeah, big shout out to all those guys over at Venom Racing. It was we looked pretty great tonight. I mean, there was a couple times where we got as a team we looked awesome, and there's a couple bumps and stuff like that kind of set some of the other guys back. But I mean, hey, it's good to see them doing well as well as me. Thanks to Dean, the Super Dirt Car Series, for their unwavered support and all the opportunities they give me. It's good to see him get a podium. Magnum Race Designs for that beautiful paint scheme. Got Your 6 Racing Network, Arson Trackside. Everybody at Mission 22, man. We put this on year after year, and I've been very grateful to win 3 of 3 for small blocks, and get to just talk about Mission 22. And it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing cause, and if people don't know about it, they need to go check it out. Thanks to my Gramps with Top Notch Trucking for his support. Thanks to Coast to Coast for the league and this awesome event. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting. I looked at the lineup. I was like, this is a stellar freaking lineup for broadcasting tonight. So that was pretty sweet. And then thanks to my friends, my family. Thanks to my girlfriend for watching. And then I just want to say congrats to Mr. Bill Calder for beating cancer. And so other than that, that's all I got.
Oh, Isaac, congratulations on the victory. Look forward to seeing you back in the big block modifieds very, very shortly.
Awesome. Thank you, fellas.
So Isaac Salas is your winner here tonight. We're going to bring in Connor Ross as well, who also gets a $25 bonus for being the Velocity Race Design hard charger of the night. Connor, how about that performance tonight, man?
That was a bit of a longer race than I'm used to. But no, I just had to keep my nose clean. And, I was talking about saving tires last night. I could have went harder now that I looked back at them. But, hey, got the job done.
Walker will just walk us through how good this race car was tonight.
It was great. It was very balanced. It wasn't. If you got into turn 3 and 4 on the high side too hard, you get too tight. So you had to keep it pretty easy. But other than that, it was great. I just knew I couldn't be too aggressive too early on because it was 75 laps, and just stuck to the game plan. And when it was around lap 55, lap 60, it was go time, and just drove the wheels off it.
So $25. We've been asking the drivers in the top 3 what they're going to do with the money. What are you going to do with the $25 tonight?
I will throw it back into the charity.
Awesome. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
I got to shout out Dean Reynolds and Coast to Coast for the advertisement and putting on the charity event. Dean Reynolds has been a big part of this, and so has everyone been behind the scenes. So got to thank them. I got to thank all my Gambler Motorsports teammates. Got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. I got to thank Burger Bar, Petro Plus Travel Stop, Ace One Construction, Kingpin Farms, Pesky Penguin Retail Design, and we'll see if this Canada Joe can take me to the front in this big block race.
Alrighty, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight. Best of luck in the big blocks.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right, that's Connor Ross, the 35-year hard charger. We are going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, it's our big block feature, 100 laps at Charlotte. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
If you are looking for some action on Sunday nights, then look no further than the hills overlooking the beautiful Mohawk Valley and the track that calls them home. The Glenridge Motorsports Park has that action you are looking for. From Dirt Car 358 Modified, Sportsman, and Pro Stocks, to the Rush Late Models and more, the Ridge has it all. So come on out to the Ridge each and every Sunday night from May 5th through September the 8th. When you get there, make sure you grab yourself some of the best food around. Sign the little ones up for the kids club and grab your favorite seat and then hold on tight because the dirt car action will leave you craving more in 2024. The Glenridge Motorsports Park, your home for dirt car Sunday nights.
One, two, three. Love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
I am Sergeant Clay Warren. I suffered from PTSD. In 2013, I ended my own life. Now my voice has been brought back to speak to people like me. Know that you're not the only one. Things can get better. You don't have to carry that burden anymore. Speak up now to get the help that you need.
22 veterans end their lives every day. You just heard the reconstructed voice of one of them. Seek help at mission22.com.
We are back here at the dirt track of Charlotte Motor Speedway, getting set to go for the big block feature. We just saw a heck of a 3:58 feature that lasted 75 laps, and Isaac Salas taking the checkered flag. Salas right now 4th quickest in our big block session. Does he have the chance to sweep tonight? What's it going to take, Zach?
You know, it's going to take consistency, and he's the guy for the job. He knows he's got to be easy these first 20 laps or so like he was last time, and then just go at it, be smooth, and he's not afraid to run that outside wall in these big blocks. More power than those small blocks. They're going to need to find a way their way up to that outside wall at some point today to be fast.
Absolutely. With that being said, we are all set to go. 32 drivers set to take the green. Let's meet the field and give you your starting lineup. On the pole, it's Justin Stone, Super Dirt Car Series driver in the number 15. Next to him, it's the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, in the 83. Actually, hang on a second. Here we go. We got this correct now. All right, apologies there. Dylan Kinsey on pole position, the 83, next to Sam Bachman in the 007. Row number 2, Trent Verstraeten in the 88, and Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row 3, Fallon Smith, he's in the 34, and the Brewer to Beats, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 4, Isaac Salas in the 5, and J.J. Odell in the 26. Rounding out the top 10, B-Temp, Brandon Templeton in the 31, and Alex Pavlo in the 397. Brett?
Yeah, row 6 is going to be Scott Rayome and Ryan Hunsinger. Row 7 will be Anthony Morano and Michael Vitale. We go to row number 8 will be Clay Christopherson and Sean Green. Row 9 will be Jason Butterfield and Peter Breeze. And row number 10 going to be Brandon Dittmer and Matthew Schaefer.
Row number 11, Harold Klump with the 555 and G.J. Boydell with the 014. Row 12, Logan Wentz with the 118. And Canada Connor Ross in the 35. Row number 13, Bob DeGood in the 7 and Callie Wheeler in the 110. Row 14, Craig Bristow in the 89 and Brian Lawson in the 9. Row number 15, Super Dirt Car Series driver Justin Stone in the 15 and Malachi Smith in the 50. Brett, the final row.
Final row is going to be John Hayne on the inside and Preston Cranmer to make up row number 16 in a field of 32 drivers here for the big block modifieds.
All right, real quick, picks to win as we're approaching 1 lap to green. Brett, we'll start with you.
How do you not go past Isaac Salas?
Yeah, how don't you go past them? Zach?
Well, I've got to go past him now. I'm going to take that 31 of Brandon Templeton.
All right, because you guys took both of them. You know what? Give me Dylan Kinsey to take this tonight and win this. So, see what happens. Field is off at turn number 2, 32 strong. Ready for battle. 100 circuits around the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Super Dirt Modified Week. Big blocks at Charlotte. It's time to get it on. Race fans, it's showtime!
Well, Kinsey and Buckman again, just like what they did in the big block modifieds. They will go side by side down the back straightaway, looking to complete lap number 1. Go back to the 358 modifieds. It was Bachman on the first lap by 35 1,000ths of a second. This time in the big box, it's Kinsey by 49 1,000ths.
Kinsey hanging on the Bachman with the preferred high side for right now. Trent Verstraeten trying to close in the 088. Meanwhile, 3 wide for 4th this time with a 34 of Smith stuck in the middle. Dino in 4th, but he's still got Bachman door-to-door with Kinsey for the race lead. Kinsey clears Zach.
Yeah, he's trying to clear. Looks like Sam might try to fight back, but I think the bottom is where you want to be in 3 and 4.
Oh, look out. Fallon Smith got sideways in the 34, hangs onto it, and moves all the way back down into position number 8.
Yeah, and look who that put in a battle for P5. The
Oh, trouble!
Jeffrey Barker.
J.J. Odell with a heck of a save at turn number 3. I thought he was going to plow the outside wall really bad. That puts him all the way back to the 13th spot. Still the challenge is on, and now Trent Verstraeten becomes a factor, Brett.
Absolutely, Verstraeten is trying to work over the Full Throttle Motorsports 83 car of Dylan Kinsey, Samuel Bachman at the line. We're going to give it to the outside car of Bachman in that 007 car. Look at B10, Brandon Templeton coming through. It was 56 1,000 of a second. Smith straight now to the inside on Kinsey, down into 3 and 4. This will complete lap number 6. Still 94 to go. Verstraeten has got second.
The first car 1 second behind the leader is Dean Reynolds in 6th, even Jeff Barker in 7th. Quickest driver, though, on track is things stand. Anthony Morano in the 9th spot. They make their way off of turn number 4. Bachman leads for straight in 2nd. Beatum now has jumped to the podium, up to 3rd. Isaac Salas now is correct in the top 5, Zach. Barker nearly 3 wide.
Yeah, Barker, he's been very impressive in this big block. I said about it earlier, how quick he was in qualifying. Does a good job of manipulating the car on the fresh track. I just hope he can carry it over to when it slicks off.
Have to see what happens. Rail nearly gives him a bumper off the corner. Now we look at Salas downstairs on Kinsey for position number 4. Can he do it with the bite on the bottom? No, Kinsey hangs on for now.
My man B-Temp looking for P2 though on the outside. He's coming hard. He is not worried about saving tires right now, boys.
High, wide, and handsome Brandon Templeton. Up through he goes to the runner-up spot. Now just got reports the driver is making his way on track. It's the car in the 014. G.J. Boydell, he missed the start, and so the leader's already dealing with lap traffic for the first time in this race.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on the 79 car of Dean Reynolds. He's up to position number 5 in that lap car of Boydell. Just going to work his way to the bottom side through 1 and 2, so it's going to force the cars on the lead lap to go through the middle. Also, keep an eye on it just a little bit further back, 7th and 8th position right now. Jeffrey Barker and Scott Graham, they're going to town on each other, and then you go back to the 32 car of Anthony Morano. So you've got a nice little 3-car battle right now, but again, with that lap car on the bottom side, that's gonna hinder right now. Oh, Barker, they'll go 3 wide off turn 2 and down the back straightaway.
Rayom stuck in the middle with his teammate in the crust of that sandwich. 32 started 13th, he is up to 6th. Brandon Templeton, though, currently your biggest mover, up 7 spots into 2nd. As we continue to watch this one for Straighten. About a car length behind on the 31 of Templeton. Here comes Salas underneath his good buddy and Dino for 5th. Take a look at your 10-lap average. We'll pop them up right now as we work lap number 15. Yellow flag is out for the first time tonight. It's for Vitale. So Vitale has crashed, and I believe turn number 2. See what happened here.
He just sort of checked up. And cars behind him had nowhere to go. You'll see here on the replay.
52, then got on the back of the 26, and then got Vitale in the thick of things.
And that can happen very quickly as well. So, you know, these drivers, they've got to be careful of that, but it's something that is really unavoidable sometimes.
Vitale's got to be lucky. Right. Go ahead, Zach.
Brett hit the nail on the head. It's almost unavoidable right now because you're at that awkward stage where you see a lot of the fast guys carrying a lot of speed into turn 1 and 2, running that cushion. And if somebody makes one hiccup and you have 7 or 8 guys behind you, something's bound to happen to one of them.
So Boydell gained one of his laps back. Again, missed the start, so went a couple laps down early here. Want to update you on where some of the other drivers are on track. Anthony Morano up 6 spots into 7th. Kelly Wheeler up 7 into 19th. Preston Kramer started last. He's running 26th in this one. Those of you who are wondering where Justin Stone is, the number 15, stuck in the back for right now with a G-Stone ride in 15. Want to give him a shout out as well for a lot of support he's brought into this big race and taking part with us in our big block feature. First restart coming up here. We'll complete 18 laps. Bachman selects the top, Templeton on the bottom. We come back to green.
Back to green we go.
Oh, one on the wall and on 2 wheels. That's the 88 of Verstraeten. From the front to the back.
And he just done it all on his own. He caught the wall on the front straightaway. So, meanwhile, we stay green. Verstraeten now going to slip back to near dead last on this field.
The big stack up in turn number 4. I don't know how everybody has kept this straight. Sorry to interrupt you there, Brett.
Gilgood Verstraeten struggling at the back. He'll have to go back to the pits and get that fast repair, which will then put him a lap or even 2 laps down here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
This moves a lot of drivers up the pack. Isaac Salas, Dean Reynolds now racing for the 4th spot. Jeff Barker on both of their tails. Salas may look to get past Brandon Templeton. No yaw out of the number 5, so he may lose a spot to Dino. Somehow Salas hangs on, Zach.
Yeah,
slide
Templeton got
job
the wall coming out of turn 2, and I think Isaac thought he had a chance there in 3 and 4, and like you said, that might cost him a spot to Dino now.
May be able to clear him now off of turn 4. Nope, gives Dino the lane for right now. The guys that got out Reynolds to the line there for the spot. May be able to clear him with a slide job. No, not just yet. Meanwhile, Kinsey has rebounded up to the 2nd position here. Templeton wants it back. Solid. Heck of a set on Dino, the 2-touch. 3 wide behind with Murano in the middle. 4 wide now in turn 1. Brett, this is getting antsy mid-pack. I think we lost Brett. I think he's muted. All right, we'll get back to the action of things. Salas now looking for a podium spot here, Zach.
Yeah, he's trying to take a dive down on Templeton. Templeton's been real aggressive in 3 and 4, running real high, and he's been collecting the wall. It's really been slowing him down. Let's see if Isaac finishes. No, he's going to leave him a lane.
Right now it's full throttle 1-2. Meanwhile, both of them set it into turn number 3. Templeton trying to shut the slide job. However, though, Salas moves up to 3rd.
Yeah, it seems like it's so hard to throw that slider in 1 and 2 right now. Much more success in 3 and 4, but with Dylan Kinsey being so close to Brandon Templeton right now, Isaac doesn't have a lot of room to complete a slider.
Very tough to do, so you don't want to take out Templeton. Salas may have to get just in front of Dino here, which he does. Templeton now looking at 2nd, and now it's a Hornet's Nest off for 4. 2 by 2 by 1. Here comes Murano in the 3rd. Check that. That was actually, I think that was Rayome in the 4.
Yeah, Scott Rayome
coming
on the
through
high
as well.
side behind Parker. He's moving up quick.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Brett.
Yes, because look at Alex Pomelo moving through the field as well on the low side. Yeah, he did start position number 10, so he's only up 3 positions right now, but he's the only car inside the top 10 that is making the middle work.
Racing Murano for 8th, and now nearly 3 wide. Here comes Salas trying to break onto the podium, and he moves up to 3rd past Templeton.
Yeah, Brandon Templeton got in the back of Dylan Kinsey going down the backstretch and really checked up so he didn't spin him, and that's going to cost Templeton 2, maybe 3 positions here.
Look at the 10-lap average time. Everyone's so close to each other at the moment. Very tough to pass, and now we watch Salas try and get a crack for 2nd on Kinsey. There he goes.
Well.
Slide job, Salas. Moves into P2. Now can he chase down Bachman? 0.7 of a second between the leader and 2nd.
He's got more than enough time too, by the way. He's still got another 68 laps, make it 67 laps to go once they come across the start-finish line. Dean Reynolds was all over the back of Dylan Kinsey through 3 and 4, and then V10 Brandon Templeton. He's still sitting back there in position number 5, and I tell you what, I really hope that 31 car can improve and turn that bad luck around as he'll go down to the inside, down into 3 and 4. Reynolds upstairs along with Kinsey, but Templeton off turn 4 to the inside. They run. Dean Reynolds still holds on to position number 4.
Stock from Oni was going to throw the slide job. Leaders now working lap traffic. That's Bob DeGood in car number 7. Salas has cut the gap down in half. It's 0.3 of a second off of turn number 4. We've got a battle for the lead around the corner, Zach.
Yeah, I mean, slide job. He's, like I like to say, man, he's got the fishing pole out, and he's reeling Samuel Bachman in. He is quicker every lap now, the last 5 laps, but he just needs to stay smooth and make sure he doesn't get in the wall. He's got plenty of time to make a pass.
Bachman's getting bigger and bigger and bigger in his 2020 hindsight. Also got a race for 6th spot. Barker and Rayome, the 513, trying to get the 6th position at the start-finish line, and he's able to do so just barely. Has to give Rayome the lane, though.
Ramming the 4 car. Here comes Barker back on the inside. Then Murano And you look at the 27 car as well of Sean Green, not too far away. So Sean Green's found his way inside the top 10, but again, here goes Barker down through the middle of Raceway. Rayome in the 4 car for Full Throttle Motorsports. Again, he'll send it upstairs around the outside. Meanwhile, Bob the Good, he gets by Brandon Templeton. Templeton going to fall back just a position right now.
Caution.
Bob the Good is a lap car. Yellow is out.
Greg Bristol has jumped it to the pits. That ends the long run. Second yellow of this feature. Let's see what happened to Bristol. Not been a good night for the driver of the 39. Racing with Justin Stone for position. And just caught the wall, went around. He's right on board with Bristol. Yeah, used too much of the dirt and caught the concrete wall.
And just while we're rolling around as well, these laps, just like what they did in the 358 modified main event, the laps are counting as well. So again, each time the caution comes out, we essentially lose 3 green flag laps, but it does bring that field back up into the double file restart as well.
I was going to mention this too before the yellow flag came out. Zach, I don't think we're surprised, but Connor Ross is on the charge once again. He is now up 13 spots in 11th, started 24th in this feature.
Yeah, I was afraid to bring him up. I didn't want to give him my commentator's curse, but he's been driving that thing real hard. Somebody else I noticed too, climbing up a little bit more than last time, Anthony Morano. Dean Reynolds mentioned how Anthony said when he pulled in the pits, he had like 90% right rear tire left at halfway. I think he realized he saved too much. He's being more aggressive. And interesting note here, Samuel Bachman took the high side last restart because his teammate was in 4th. It worked. Brandon Templeton lost 2nd place. They're going to try the same thing again, but he's going to take the bottom this time. I'm going to see if he can pull his teammate past Isaac.
We'll see what happens. Remember, they got a teammate in outside of row number 2 in Dean Reynolds, so no matter where the 007 took, it would have worked likely. So, all right, we're coming back to green. 43 laps up on the board. The Kings restart.
Backlund straight to the top side into 10 of 1 and 2. Sal's going to follow him into 1 and 2 on the top, but here goes Dylan Kinsey down to the inside. Dylan Kinsey slightly and momentarily moves back to position number 2, but just like that, Salah slammed the door shut on the entry into 3. Now here comes Dean Reynolds now with a run yellow.
And that lap will count, I believe, as the leader came across the start-finish line. It's for the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. John Hine also gathering a piece of that in the accident. Third yellow of this feature. Let's show you what happened to Dittmer. Slid up and got high. The 71 catches the wall and with no steering. That's a heavy lick the Professor takes.
Yeah, he's going to need to use quick repair.
On board the Professor. He took 2 ginormous hits. Bent the right front. You see it there. How the right front is angled. Pretty much broke the toe on that right front. So we're going to see the same strategy for Bachman here? I believe so. He's selecting the bottom for this restart.
I think that's a good move as well, considering that he's the one that gets to dictate the restart. And if he can just get clear of Isaac, no doubt that he'll want to go straight back to the cushion. He doesn't want to give Isaac an opportunity to throw that slider into turn number 1.
I just think Isaac's so much more comfortable up top that you don't want to screw Dylan if you're Sam, but I'd move up top and try to pull Dean past Isaac and make him battle for second.
Gonna watch this restart from our drone shot. Bachman to bring the field back to green. Here we go.
Green, green, green.
Got a little bumper from Dylan Kinsey, and now it's 3 wide for the top spot. Bachman hanging on. Kinsey wants second off return number 2. 83 goes to the point. Salas trying to move up to second. Top shelf for Mama hides the cookies and Sam Bachman Kinsey leads the lap of the line, new leader.
10/1000th of a second for Dylan Kinsey, and he will lead that lap. Here comes back with
Yellow.
the outside yellow.
Big wreck off of turn 4, I believe. Morano was involved. Same with Falcon Smith, Jason Butterfield, Peter Brees, and maybe more. I'll show you what happened. That's a big win there for Dylan Kinsey, and I believe that keeps the full throttle drivers 1-2. 183 caught the back of Morano and stacked the field up. Dittmer nearly took out our camera guy. Somebody was on the throttle, stuck on the tires like they had no gear, not in gear. Let's go on board with Falcon Smith. Another bump from Matt Schaefer, sent him sideways. Let's go to Anthony Morano. Had a really good run going, unfortunately. It all just went south there. It'll be a tough recovery process tonight.
Gotta wonder if we're gonna need to help send a search party for Isaac. He's surrounded by what, 4 FTM cars here? He's
Oh
right
my
in the middle.
goodness, you're right. Missing Rest of Venom Racing. Put that on a milk carton. Second highest Venom driver on the track. I want to say it's Brian Lawson in 16th, but I could be wrong. Back to green. Halfway home in this one. Under 50 to go in Super Dirt Modified Week in the big blocks. Kinsey holds serve, but he has Salas right on his tail. 3 wide for 5th. Reynolds stuck in the middle.
Gee, look at Salas just going right upstairs in 1 and 2. Yacklin, Reynolds way home. That'll be 3rd, 4th and 5th position. Jeffrey Barker in 6th in the black and white 513 car. But it is still Dylan Kinsey out in front, but being chased and hunted down by Isaac Salas into turn number 1.
Salas likes the high side exit off of turn 2. That gives him all the power he needs. That's how he took the lead for good in the 358 feature. Now he tries to diamond off for turn number 4. Stays half a car length behind the 83. A race for the lead in turn 2, Zach.
If he's got anything, Slide Job's got to go now. He knows being in the sea of all his teammates, he can't afford to start second on another restart. It's just too hard. He's got to get the P1 and control this thing.
Pulled up to the door that time of Dylan Kinsey. Now Salas stuck downstairs for the top spot. Washes up the hill for just a moment. Kinsey able to clear. Malachi Smith with issues. He puts it onto pit road. Reynolds and Bachman, 3 teammates racing for P3 on the track.
Gee, what a good battle that is. Sorry, you're going, Zach.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just saying, we know how important P3 can be. We saw Dylan Kinsey go from 3rd to 1st on a restart, so that battle could be everything if we get another caution here.
Yeah, Reynolds almost trying to slide up, but knows that Bachman's to his outside. Then you got Scott Rayotte, and then just behind them, they were 3 wide down the front straightaway. It was Alex Pomelo, Jeffrey Barker, and Connor Ross again. Ross in the 35 car. Boys, he's moving through the field from 24th to position number 7. The 35 car is rocking and rolling.
How about this? 3 drivers up at least 15 spots tonight. Connor Ross up 17 to 7th. Kelly Wheeler up 17 to 9th. And Brian Lawson up 16 into 12th. We continue, though, to watch your race for the lead. 40 laps to go in Super Dirt Modified Week. Kinsey still leading by a car length on Salas. Pomelo on the charge, high, wide, and handsome for 5th. Gathers that away from the 007. Now can he catch Rayome for 4th?
Rayome's doing a nice job there in that number 4 car. Just 1 spot out of a transfer spot. No doubt, Dean Reynolds looking to back up his podium from the 358 modified main event, and he'll look to go back and pick up a podium. But I'm sure he'll like to go 1 or 2 spots higher. But for the moment. We've got 38 to run, and it is still Dylan Kinsey who's got 3.5 tenths on Isaac Salas. Dean Reynolds, Scott Rayom, Alex Pomelo again all over the back of Rayom down the back straightaway. So the 397 car Pomelo from 10th to 5th, he's making some moves as well.
Let's watch some other races on the track. We're watching a Hero Clump. Never mind, yellow is out. I believe this happened in the back of the field. I'm not too sure for who. I don't have an indicator that says a driver spun, so we'll have to go to replay. Check when the yellow flew from the leader's perspective. Leader's already slowed up. Probably somewhere around here is when the caution flew. Bear with us, we've got the heads-up display on here by iRacing. Ah, here we go. Brandon Dittmer somehow he came back on track while spun out, which was so weird because he was having a lot of internet problems in that 83. So that explains things. Unfortunately for Dittmer here, but now we're coming back to green, and now Kinsey has a pair of full throttle teammates on road number 1 that are trying to catch Salas sleeping here on this restart. Back to the 10-lap average. It's been a while since we've taken a look at that. And the quickest driver on track is the man in 6th in Pomelo from the looks of things.
Pomelo restart in 5th position, that is. So, again, still on that 3rd row, but he's going to be on the inside. Connor Ross just behind him. Sean Green in the 27 car as well. Kelly Wheeler, along with Brandon Templeton, row 5. Kelly Wheeler, 26 to 9th, plus 15 positions.
Impressive performance that the driver of the 110 is putting on. Same with the guy behind him, Brian Lawson, or the guy next to him, as well as Connor Ross in 7th. They are catching the field big time.
Isaac put out that Viper signal, and boy, Brian Lawson, he's answering the call. He's getting up there to help his teammate.
Here we come back to green. Good start from Kinsey. Hold serve. Reynolds looking for an opportunity to take away P2 into turn 1. They bang once again. Salas up the hill. Nearly catches the wall. Pomelo gets a little sideways. 3 wide for 5th.
Gee, Ross still working down to the inside. Meanwhile, Reynolds trying to work over Isaac Salas off turn 4. And then you go back to Rayom. They're almost 3 wide off turn 4. Here goes Rayom down to the inside. It's still going to be Reynolds right to the middle of the racetrack. And oh, now your top 3 just sort of single file themselves out. But Backman now comes to the outside of Rayom, and the battle is on once again for 4th and 5th position.
Man, let me tell you something here, Zach. How Salas held on to 2nd, I have no idea. Caution. And it's for Justin Stone in the 15 who is spun out.
Yeah, we know how good of buddies him and Dean Reynolds are, though, Isaac. I mean, there was definitely nothing intentional about that, and Dean did a good job of letting him gather it in 3 and 4, basically giving it back to him. Dean's a good guy.
So Justin was hanging on for dear life, and somehow he's got 2 right rear tires. I'm not kidding. Look at this. He's got 2 right rear tires on the 15X. I'm pretty sure having 5 tires in a Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modified is illegal. So Cobb Butterfield, that was hanging on for dear life like he had actually blown a tire. I think that may have been what it was. He may have actually blown a tire. Don't quote me on that, though.
That's exactly what it looks like.
They may have thought, hey, we had extra tire left in the small block, not really thought about the more power output. They may have drove too hard too early, gentlemen.
That could be possible. Alrighty, 1 lap to green, and we are just about a regular Thursday night feature away from any of this one. Kinsey looking to win this one from the pole. Salas trying to sweep. Super Dirt Modified week. Reynolds, Rayone, Bachman, even Connor Ross in 6th trying to spoil this party. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat for this win. Here we come back to the green. Salas caught sleeping. Reynolds tries to move up in a second. He may go for the race lead. Decides to loft the throttle to not hit. 3 wide for the 3rd spot.
Boy, I tell you what a battle this is right now for the final spot on the podium. There's still 3 wide. Bachman, Rayome, and Salas. It is now Dean Reynolds to move to position number 2. Here comes Connor Ross, Pomelo, Templeton trying to get to the inside of the green. They'll start to try and get themselves back into a rhythm here, but 25 laps left to run. 3 wide, Pomelo right through the middle and around the outside of Bachman. They go down into turn number 1.
And Connor Ross has moved up to 5th, up 19 spots. He's looking like he's trying to fight for a bounty, which, by the way, $40 on Monday night if Ross Corinna's in the show and he finishes in the top 5 and the winner beats him on Monday Night Madness for the Rebels.
Yeah, you know, he's having to go where there's room, guys. He can't necessarily run the line he wants. He is passing people all over the track, whether it be the middle, top, or bottom.
Man, Pablo forced him up the track. I thought the 2 were going to bang wheels. But Daddy's money up to P5. Now we go to the race for 2nd. Reynolds against Salas.
G battle for 2nd, Reynolds, Salas, and then you go back to the 4 car of Scott Rome. And what this is doing right now with these 3 cars battling like this with 22 to go, 3 wide down in the run, with a slider on Salas right across the snoot of the 5-car boy. I tell you what, if there wasn't a tissue length just between that one, that's how close it was between Rayome and Salas.
That was a smooth and sexy slider from hell by Scott Rayome. He's into 3rd. Salas is down to the 4th spot, and they're still racing as hard as they can for 5th between Ross and Pablo. Brett, I think it's a tissue link here between the 2.
Yeah, there's definitely
trouble behind them.
Yellow with 20 to go.
Bunch of cars involved in this one. Falcon Smith, one of them. Matt Schaefer as well. And we're hearing Preston Cranmer, Craig Bristol, Harold Klump, and John Hine. A lot of contact there, and Klump catches the wall and then catches John Hine, and then I think it was in a separate accident in front that caused Matt Schaefer and Falcon Smith to get together. Let's see. He was avoiding that, taking action, and then, yes, Smith got in the back of Schaefer, which sent him sideways, and I think it may have caught the 213 as well. That's right on board Preston Cranmer. Nowhere to go once he got caught up on the back of the 39 of Bristol. All right, how we feeling, boys? Are the patient pants off and business about to pick up again?
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's got to be that way. Yeah. Less than a feature here to go. Caution laps counting, and hopefully we're done with cautions. But I got a feeling we might get 1 or 2 more.
Just 1 or 2 more?
I'm trying to be nice.
I disagree. You know what? I'm going to put faith in the boys. I'm going to say we're going green the rest of the way.
Well, let's look at the 10-lap average speed once again. Who has the advantage as things stand? This is all updating here. And right now, it's Rayome, the 3rd-place driver. That's a little something to keep in mind here as we have 16 laps to go when we come back to green.
And back underway, a main event time here for the big block modified.
Whoa!
Gee, that was close from Rayome. Look at Ross on the inside, trying to move his way into the final spot on the podium. Rayome slides up, but Salas drives back around the outside. And Dean Reynolds coming after your race leader as well. 15 laps left to run.
So Dean may have had the best second place restart that we have seen throughout the night. It's Rayoman Salas door to door for the third position into turn number 3. Connor Roth's looking to get back onto the podium, up 18 spots if he finishes 6th.
Yeah, I think Connor just wants to find his way up top. He looks kind of lost down here, definitely not as comfortable. He's trying to make it work, doing a good job, but slowly losing the pace.
007 to Bachman, stuck in the middle, 4 wide for a moment. Once more. 4 wide again. Rayon gets away from it, now it's 3 wide with the 007. Stuck in the middle. We've got 12 laps of race to go this time. Dylan Kinsey trying to run away with it. About a half-second lead on Dino.
I'll tell you what, Isaac is giving it his all right now. He left half of his right side pane on the turn 3 and 4 wall. He is driving hard.
Yeah, I tell you what, Salas is really working it upstairs into 3 and 4, but Dean Reynolds moves to position number 2. And again, how is the tyre wear right now for both of these guys? I'm going to say Salas probably looks the smoothest car inside the top 4 that we can see. Look at Rayoma as well. He'll go upstairs. Reynolds slides up, but Dylan Kinsey still the race leader. Martin 10 to run.
Salas is cleared, but man, he is closing in fast on Dylan Kinsey. Look how much he closes the gap there. Down to 0.3 of a second. Salas sends it in deep. Slide job. Salas for the lead. 9 to go. Kinsey counters.
Yeah, but Isaac's going to get the preferred line here in 1 and 2, and Kinsey's not going to shut the door here. Let's see what Isaac has in 3 and 4.
Kinsey may throw the slider here once again. That he does. Salas taps the wall. Has the lane off for 4. Kinsey slams the door. 8 to go. Salas for another slider.
Salas with a slider on. Kinsey's working off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Kinsey back to the inside. Salas shuts the door into turn number 3. Isaac Salas going to come off turn 4. 7 to run. He's your new race leader.
First lap he has led in this feature tonight. Your third different leader and the 5th lead change this evening. Salas to the point with 6.5 laps remaining and has the 83 of Kinsey cleared, trying to run away with that.
Boy, I tell you what, these boys are really working hard upstairs into 1 and 2. They go. Salas now, he's got about 3, nearly 4/10 of a second lead. Dean Reynolds still holds on to position number 3. Rayome working down low off turn number 4, trying to find some grip on the exit. Down to the low side, they'll run into turn number 1. In fact, Reynolds right through the middle, and now he'll slide a little bit up. But I tell you what, Rayome, he needs to pick up at least a couple of 10th of a second right now, because at the moment he's going to be finishing in 4th position, but we know what kind of finish we're going to be installed for.
What's going through Grandpa's head right now, Marty? You know Grandpa's watching this.
I don't know, but I know Mark's a little bit nervous right now. Kinsey's trying everything to close in, but it's starting to get a little bit tough here with 3 to go as we watch the race for 3rd here.
I was just going to say, Rayome was the quickest car over the last couple of laps with 17.0, but Isaac Salas just done a 16.855. He has put a hurt on this field. Now Rayome to the inside on Reynolds off turn 4. It's a drag race, almost a dead heat. 2 to go.
It looked like a carbon copy of how Dino finished 3rd over Jason Butterfield, but Isaac Salas making his way through turns number 3 and 4. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for Isaac Salas, the driver of the Venom Racing Super Dirt Car Series Magnum Race Design RSN Trackside number 5, going through turn number 3 and 4 for the first time ever in C2CRL history, a driver sweep Super Dirt Modified week. Salas takes the checkers and wins.
And he had to earn that one too, guys. Kept getting torched on the restarts when he'd start 2nd, keep having to come back up, and wow, what a drive.
Kinsey 2nd, Reynolds 3rd, Rayome 4th, Bachman rounds out the top 5. Do a donut, Salas. That was probably the perfect park on the front straight I've seen.
Yeah, and we can't forget to mention Connor there too. 2 for 2 on the hard chargers. Now he's just got to learn. He's got to show up for qualifying night.
I want to double check here on something, but I believe this may have been, this was the exact same podium we had back in the small blocks, guys.
Correct. And we're also going to have the same hard charger as well.
Goodness me.
Oh, wow. Talk about a repeat of history, right?
Didn't think we'd ever see that. Solis is going to cook this baby until he blows it up, and he knows the perfect camera shot to do it at. Ross up 18, Wentz up 13, Kelly Wheeler and Brian Lawson each up 14 spots tonight. So you look at 21 through 30, tough break for Falcon Smith, had a great starting spot in 5th, fell down to 24th this evening. Same with Trent Verstraeten, who was on 2 wheels earlier tonight and did not bring out the caution flag, but the steering rack pretty much went out from underneath them after that. So we have your top 3 drivers, I believe, with us, and we will begin with Brett as he talks with our 3rd place finisher in Dean Reynolds.
Dean, second time tonight, you come away with a 3rd place finish, and after 100 laps, it's a 3rd place. How are you feeling after 100?
I'm too freaking old for this, Brett. I am sweating like a hog, and I'm wheezing up a lung, coughing. The FTM guys think you got to give me CPR or something like that, but what a race. I mean, you know, I tell you, I sat there and I go, Isaac, you are the man to find that groove and just let it rip up there. And I actually looked in the mirror because I saw the relative, and I'm like, what is he doing to close in that fast? And I go to Dylan, I go, man, Isaac is ripping the top. He goes, he catching us? I go, he's going by me right now. What a race. Oh.
What do you do in that? What do you do in that situation then, Dean? Because you know you've got Isaac. You know he's not only just swept the Super Dirt Week. What do you do in that situation when he goes by you like that?
You know, though, you give it to him. I mean, I could have done the block, yes, but he had such a run on me. I said, you know what, I'm giving it to him, and then hopefully make a mistake, and that's part of what you got to do. You got to do some respect. I mean, you know, yeah, I was looking in the mirror and I saw him, but you know what? I looked in the mirror to see where he was, and I said, I'm letting him go. I'm letting him go. He's better than me. I'm not gonna stop it, and then hopefully I get a little luck later, or his tires go, or something. I mean, he was that good.
Well, 3rd in the 358 modifieds now, 3rd in the big block modifieds. I guess overall it's a successful night and a successful week to wrap up this Super Dirt Week.
Yeah, to get 2 podiums, I would have never thought of that. I mean, I do have some speed, and thanks to the guys from FTM that helped me out, and even Isaac Salas and the Venom guys. I mean, Isaac has given me a lot of pointers on these fixed setups, and you know, to come away with 2 podiums, you know, I'll take that. And I think I was 2 laps away from losing it because I think Scotty Riom was a little bit, or Riomi, as we would say, right, Brett? I think he was a little bit better than me, and I went a little defensive there on that last lap just to see if I can hang on, but my tires are gone, and you know, but hey, 2 podiums and a great event, an event that I like to help out with the Coast to Coast gang. I mean, Brett, this mirrors the real Super Dirt Week that we do in October in Oswego, same type of format. So I'm happy to be in the podium on both races.
Well, Dean, congratulations at podium in the big block modifieds, and we'll let you thank everyone involved on this number 79 car.
Well, again, I got to thank the guys from Full Throttle Motorsports, as always. A great bunch of guys. As you can tell, Isaac was funny in Discord. He goes, I'm surrounded by FTM, help. You know, but you can see how clean we race each other. And actually, we weren't even all in the same Discords. But that's what we do. We race each other as clean as we can. And then, you know, if we do bump a little bit, we let off, let the car straighten out and go. But great bunch of guys. I'm glad a lot of them came to Coast and you know, made the big blocks and 358s. I think the main divisions now, you know, they're really close to the sprints with the Rebels and Renegades, and proud to be on their team. Thanks to Team Venom, with Brian Lawson and Isaac Salas and Jason Butterfield and all those guys. Great guys to hang out with too. Good to see him. Thanks to Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim Shop, GripHack.com, MDI TV. Thanks to you, Brett, Marty, Zach. Again, Mission 22. Again, this payday, I'm donating it right back to the charity. That's what it's all about. We're here to put on a good race, and yes, we want to win, but it's all about Mission 22. So congratulations to Isaac and Dylan. I mean, Dylan, great run. Isaac, now it's 4 in a row in this Super Dirt Week, so you got to hand it to him. He's the king, and I'm proud to be right on the podium with him. And awesome. Thanks to Coast and Mission 22 and you guys. And hi to Megan and my dad.
All right.
I think I got it all. I'm not as good as Anthony Morano or Isaac when they thank everybody. They do it a lot more than I can. So
Blake is the best.
Sorry if I'm fumbling all this crap, but I'm just happy to get a couple thirds.
You forgot Buddy.
Yeah, he's actually right here, Marty. If you want to, I wish we had the camera going. The cutest part of the, he's right here next to me watching me.
Nice.
He's probably looking at me saying, "Why are you sweating like a pig?" So, thanks a lot, guys.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Great job tonight, Dean.
Oh, and I'm glad Justin Stone made it. I see he stayed on the lead lap for a long time, and hopefully he had fun too.
Absolutely. Congrats on a great run.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
So Dino finishes third. Zach, I know you already talked with him, but let's do Dylan Kinsey in second again.
Hey, Dylan, you're probably getting sick of being interviewed by the second place interviewer, but how you doing, my man?
Oh, I'm doing good. It's all good.
Well, I'm not going to down you right away because you made one of the moves of the race there, going from third to first on that one restart. Tell us how you hooked up the bottom in 1 and 2.
I don't know. I just the car felt really good, and I knew the middle was there, and I had to do something because I knew those guys were going to start really pushing behind me. And I told Sam, I said, I don't want to, but I think I might have to go, and that's what I did, and kind of just took off from there.
Yeah, You did. You set the pace there for a while, and your teammates were doing a pretty good job there of slowing Isaac down. But it just seemed like at the end, he found that new groove on the top. Did you have enough tire left to do it, or was it just too thin for you to go up there and try it?
I had plenty of tire. I had 77 on the right rear and 80 on the left rear still. It was just too thin for me. I'm not really. Certain tracks, especially Charlotte, once it gets that thin, I'm not comfortable up there. So I just, Dean told me he was coming. I'm like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean he's coming? And I looked up and I seen him on the high side, and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be it. And then I was just hoping we could trade sliders until the end of the race. But I'm like, second's good. Second's a win, especially compared to last year when I did this. So and to do it against Isaac is just, it's all a win to me. I'm happy with it. I can't be upset.
No, you're exactly right, and that's the attitude to have for a charity event. It really is. Everybody wins. Mission 22 is the big winner. So, congratulations, Dylan, on your another second place finish. And man, hopefully you can carry that momentum into the rest of the season here and pull yourself out a good points finish.
That's what I'm hoping for. I really need to turn things around in the points.
Well, once again, man, congratulations. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank everyone at Full Throttle Motorsports. Like I said before, I wouldn't really be where I'm at if it wasn't for those guys, racing with them all the time and just giving me tips and everything. Especially Scott Ryome and Dean Reynolds at Super Dirt Car. Spawn Speed Shops for open sets. DJ with Full Throttle Motorsports for the wraps he had for all of us out here. My wife and kids. You guys for the broadcast. All the sponsors that make this happen. And everyone at Costa Costa has made this happen.
Well, Dylan, man, awesome race tonight, and hopefully I get to interview you a little more this season.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
All right, Dylan Kinsey, our second place finisher. Now we go to victory lane. He sweeps it, I believe, once again. I thought it was the first time, but I believe it's the second time he has swept it. Isaac Salas, how does that feel, brother?
I don't know. That last 10 laps was absolutely insane. I can tell you that.
Did you think that you were out of it once? The guys like Dean and I think it was Dylan got second and third, and you fell back to fourth.
Yeah, when I was back and forth, man, I was like, I need to find something, and I need to find something quick. And so in typical Isaac fashion, I decided, what can go wrong? I'll just slam this thing against the cushion up against the wall. And yeah, man, I picked one off, and then I ran 1 and 2, and I was like insanely quick compared to what I had been running, and I was like, I think I found something. And then it went back the next round. I was like, man, I don't know, this might get interesting, but
that was,
but yeah. So, I mean, that was something.
That had to have been the biggest slide job of your life, trying to get that over Kinsey.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know where that came from. That was like a crazy. I like when you say I was basically out of it, like that's kind of where the mindset has gone to. And like for some reason, like we just kicked it into another gear, and so like when I finally like threw the slider on him, like I was already like ecstatic with just that. I was happy with just getting back towards him. So yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun.
How are you celebrating this one tonight? I'm assuming it's gonna have to do with the Bush Latte.
Well, I think what it is I have my Bush Latte shirt on, man.
It probably is.
See, we're celebrating right tonight. So, and I go on days off starting tonight. So, I don't know. We might get rowdy. We might not.
Hey, it's charity week, Isaac, so don't get yourself into any trouble. But what were you thinking when Dean fed you the right side there on the restart?
Oh my God! I was like, my man. I was like, I know you're my boss and all, but come on. I was like, I guess I kind of gave it to him a little bit during the middle of the race. So the first one, I was like, oh, okay, I understand why I got that one. But the second one, I was like, hello, I'm out here. Like, come on, Dean, help me here.
Well, Isaac, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, with I think every broadcast anymore, is a big shout-out to those guys over at Venom Racing. They support the absolute hell out of me. Dean, the Super Dirt Car Series, yet again. Magnum Race Designs, Got Your Six Racing Network. RSN Trackside with you, sir. Coast to Coast, with just the entire I love our charity weeks. Like, yes, it's fun to to do good, but like to kind of just see everybody just have a lot of fun, and to take it just kind of nonchalant, but also still with that competitiveness is it's a lot of fun, man. It brings a good atmosphere. But yeah, other than that, like Mission 22, I know it's a big reason why we do this. So. But Mission 22 and everything they do for our veterans, my Gramps and Top Notch Trucking, happy to begin wins for them, man. I'll tell you that. Then thank you guys for the awesome broadcast. It's still a dream team up there. Like I'm saying it now. It's the best broadcasting team I think I've ever seen on iRacing. But yeah, I mean, other than that, thanks to like our veterans, thanks to my friends, my family. I know I got a lot of people watching, so thanks to all you guys. If I don't say it by name, thanks to my girlfriend and. Yeah, I think that's it. So.
Well, congratulations. A heck of a win for you tonight, and congratulations, man.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Let's bring in Connor Ross once again, our hard charger of the night. Brett will let you talk with him.
Well, for the second time tonight, it's Connor Ross, your hard charger, Connor. Not once now, but twice. You double up exactly what you did in the 358 modified. You do it the hard way once again. And this 35 car had a whole lot of speed one more time.
It definitely did. I mean, if you can't win the race, you got to be the show. So we tried to pass a few cars tonight, and that's what we did. But that was my goal, top 10. When you're starting 24th or even further back, it's hard. You got a good group of cars once you hit that top 10 market. It gets harder and harder and harder. And the pace of the race was way too fast for what I felt like it should have been. So I think I used up my stuff a bit too early, just trying to get by cars. But hey, at a 100-lap race, I can't complain with that.
And what was the tyres like after the 100-lapper? Because we heard a couple of people in the big box in the 358 say that they had like 90% of the tyres left. What was your tyres like after the 100-lapper in the big box?
I think my rears were at 70. So it was around the same, actually, with the 358. My 358 rear tire was, I want to say, 75s. So we kept them pretty consistent there. But, no, I had a lot of help from John Hine there. He's kind of coaching me through it, when to go, at what point in the race to really go for it and just take it easy and ride. So that helped me a lot because I've never ran a dirt modified race more than 30 or 40 laps. So, no, that helped a lot. But I'm just proud of what our finishes tonight, and can't complain with that.
Well, Connor, congratulations on being the hard charger here in the big block modifieds for the Super Dirt Week. Once again, one more time before we let you head off out of here for the final time, we'll let you thank everyone involved on this 35 machine.
Like I said, I got to thank John and everyone at Gambler Motorsports for all their help. I got to thank Coast to Coast and all their sponsors and everyone who helped put this on. We had a great turnout. And all the donations it's awesome. So I got to thank Dean Reynolds, everyone else who sponsored, Ross Corinta for sponsoring the Hard Charger Awards, and anyone else who donated money as a sponsorship or just a race, got to thank them. I had to thank Burger Barn, Petro Plus, Travel Stop, Baseball and Construction, Kingpin Farms, Pesky Penguin, and like I said, you guys for putting on the broadcast. Thank you a lot, guys.
All right, Connor, we'll let you go. Congratulations. One more guy we need to bring up, and that is, of course, the LA Outlaw, Preston Cranmer, who was a close friend of Chris Yacklin. Preston, you got a copy if you can hear us, buddy?
I do, yeah.
Awesome. What did you think of this entire night tonight? Another Super Dirt Modified week successful.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I these cars, I'm just terrible at them. I had a great time getting out. I ran in the back with some guys. I was lapped down. I hope they didn't mind me getting a little racy towards the end. But I was just sitting here thinking a minute ago, I didn't even realize this was still going on. I was just sitting here watching basketball and kind of contemplating. And it goes back to what C2C started, and it was always a little bit more than just racing. We're centered about racing, but it's not just that. And we come together for a good cause, get out here and have a good time. There's prizes and everything, but it really is just about getting together and doing something for people who need it. And I can't speak for the family, but I'm close to the Yacklin family, and I know this means a lot to them. And Chris was a good guy. He's a lot of fun, and everybody that met him knew it instantly. What a good and compassionate person he was. And so just having this an event in his name, it means a lot to me, just as a buddy of his. So I appreciate the time to share that with you.
It's been a hell of a night tonight. Before we let you go, who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Everybody. I've stepped away from kind of running the league, and I've enjoyed just being a part of it, and it really gives you time to recognize how much work really goes into everything when you're not doing it, and it's all just falling into place. And so Roger and Jack ran a bunch of the event this week, if not all of it. I know the parts I was in, he was admin and everything, and John helped with stuff this evening. All those guys spend tons of time and effort. I know they enjoy it, but it does get tedious at times, and it can weigh on them too. So I know where you've been and where you're at now. So I guess everybody should take a moment and enjoy what we've accomplished, and thank everybody, and you guys, all the broadcasters this week, did a wonderful job.
Well, we definitely appreciate it, man. Congratulations on another successful charity week, and we're looking forward to this again next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be there, no matter what car we're in.
Good to hear. That's the Outlaw, Preston Cranmer. Gentlemen, as we begin to wrap things up here, final thoughts on the night. We'll begin with you, Brett.
Well, I mean, it just both races were phenomenal. We had 2, 3, 4 wide racing all throughout this field. I mean, it was always going to be tough to pick a winner, but I guess the big storyline to come out of this one, not only did Isaac Salas double up and sweep the Super Dirt Car week, but we had the same podium and the same hard charger for both races. That's something you don't see here on iRacing.
It's pretty cool, that's for sure. Zach?
No, and doing 175 laps tonight, I think we maybe had 8, 9 cautions. That's pretty impressive in itself. Guys raced real hard, did a good job of some lap traffic. We saw they got out of the way of the leaders, didn't impact the race at all, and that's what we want to see. We want to see the fast guys running up front and being able to battle it out, and that's what we got.
So that will do it for us here tonight. Thanks for joining us here. It's been another successful Super Dirt Modified week. We'll get back to our regular schedule next week. Then our next charity event comes up this summer for the Knoxville Nationals. Thanks for joining us, everyone. On behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, all the fine drivers and sponsors, my broadcast partners tonight, Brett Wheeler and Zach Chapman, Marty Sakala saying so long. Congratulations to your Super Dirt Week champion, Isaac Salas. So long, everyone.